You have like a patented trademark sign-off phrase that you want to start now? You have time. You can think of one, a good one.
You like something like keep digging?
Alright, good morning y'all. We're wasting no time getting started. The Takeuchi behind me is about 8,600 pounds. Should do a great job moving the amount of dirt that we need to move this week. I've got it for the entirety of the week. It cost me $1,200, kind of a sketchy local rental deal, some Ukrainian dude, but it saved me probably $300 to $400 in cost. It seems to be good equipment, seems to be newish, so I'm hopeful that it works out well. And so we've got it for the week. Now, tomorrow morning it's supposed to be okay, but then in the afternoon it's supposed to begin raining. Then the day after tomorrow it's supposed to rain throughout the day. So I've got to jump on this, get as much done as I can today, and come back early in the morning, get as much done then. I think we can knock out the drive in that time in terms of grading. The rental included 2 buckets. I've got a tooth bucket and then a flat-edged bucket. So I'll be able to hopefully grade it pretty well with that flat-edged bucket. And the purpose is just to get it as good as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to last us, not have too many ruts, not have too many puddles after it rains. So we'll find out soon enough if that's the case. I'm going to jump on this. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to get to work. Enjoy. Little rusty on the skills. I started putting in just a little bit of fill on the most obvious areas that were in most need of attention. So at this point what I want to do is I want to really get a better idea of how much slope I'm actually making up for in the pothole areas. And with that in mind, I brought in the laser level. So this is probably, I don't know if you can see that, it's in the shadows a bit. This is probably the biggest dip right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the laser level out and see if we can get a better idea of how much fill needs to go in. Okay, so on the topic of lasers, this in my opinion is one of the most essential things to buy when you first purchase your property. Even before you clear, before you grade, before you level anything, this is an essential item. And I think I picked this up. I think if you know that this is where you're heading, and this is the path you're going to take with buying land and DIYing this, start looking at eBay already. This is an eBay purchase. All of these items were purchased separately. I've got the, I don't know what this is called, the measuring stick of whatever that is. The laser level. This is a Topcon RL H4C, and we got this really cool tripod. So it's an actual Topcon tripod that's completely wood, and it's really cool. So this was at roughly $350 off of eBay. You have to wait and watch and get your deals when they come up. Like if you get a buy it now deal, this is practically new, $350. The grade stick thing is about $30, I think, and got a killer deal on the tripod, which was $60 delivered or something. There's a super nice tripod. I love that thing. I love kind of wooden quality things. It's super heavy. The total then is about roughly $450 or so, I think, is what I spent. And it's going to come in handy with obviously the drive and grading on the site, the footings, the stem walls, everything. This is going to come in super handy. So I won't be selling this anytime soon, and really happy with it so far. All right, so I've got the laser out. Laser's on, the receiver's on. I'm facing the yellow side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go feet and inches versus the white side I think is tenths of a foot. So I'll do feet and inches, and the first step is I'm going to shoot a baseline for the top, and then I'll go down to the bottom of the divot and shoot that elevation and take the difference between the top and the bottom, divide it in half, and set a stake roughly in the middle. So that's going to be my approach. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it, but that's the way I'm going to do it here today. All right, so we're about 4'9". All right, so from 4'9" to 6'1" is 14 inches difference. So from top of the slope to the bottom, 14 inches. And I will go ahead and stick a grade stake at 7 inches above the surface level. And that'll give me the rough approximation of where I need to dump the dirt and level it out to about 7 inches there in the middle. So let's get to it. All right, so status update. We have depleted the original fill pile, so I have to go further back on the property to get any more fill for the drive. So rather than burn through batteries, I'm going to go ahead and shut the cameras off and come back with an update in just a bit. So for now, the drive is looking pretty good. I don't know if you can see it over there, but it's looking great. The grade is almost up to the point where it's ideal, that 7 inches in the center build up. So that's coming along pretty nicely. So far so good. And we'll be back with a status update in just a bit. Hey y'all, thought I'd give you an afternoon update where we are. It's going really well. The Takeuchi is a beast. I mean, that thing is almost 9,000 pounds, and I'm not sure what I was using when I used a skid steer last, but it wasn't 9,000 pounds. That thing really moves dirt really well. So let me get a good vantage point for you here. Sun. So if I look down the drive, oh, this is heading towards the, let me steady myself here. That's heading towards the road. And so you can see it's quite, and maybe you can't see, but it is quite better. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. It's a vast improvement over what it was. So we've got a fairly even slope down. There are a few issues that we can still take care of. I've got to skid steer it for a little while, but I don't want to spend too much time on perfecting things that'll never be perfect. So we're going to make it as good as we can, and then move on. I guess move on to what I'll show you tomorrow, which is the parking pad area. We're going to do a little work around there, a little cleanup, and then we'll get onto around the house, clearing the various piles of dirt and debris so that we can have a good staging area for the actual build. So it's been a good day so far. Pretty happy with everything. It's tiring. I'm probably speaking loudly because I forgot my ear protection, so it's been loud in there, but it's all great. It's all good. It went well. It's day one was the driveway. What I was doing was basically grading the land for grading the drive. So it had become just a complete disaster, as you know,
Yep.
as we witnessed when we went out there.
You are
recently.
talking about the weeds that were man-height
The weeds.
and
Yeah, I mean the weeds
more
were.
fallen trees.
Yeah, so it was a complete disaster. But today it looks infinitely better. And it's widened, so I've taken
good,
out
yeah.
all the brush. I've taken out the potholes or reduced them as much as I could. And then it's, yeah, it's looking pretty good now. It's nice and graded, and it's wider. It's wider, so.
Yeah. So how many hours did it take you?
So I was there at 8 o'clock. So the guy contacted me at 7:30.
Yeah.
I found a guy in Facebook Marketplace. He has a skid steer posted there, and he's had it there for a long time. And I thought, well, I'm just going to reach out to him. And it was available
But now hold on, it's on Facebook Marketplace, but it was available for rent, right? Not
for
for
rent.
to purchase.
Yeah. No, for rent.
Yeah.
And he has his, weekly, monthly rates or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I contacted him, and he was. It was available like immediately. So I called. He called me this morning. We set it up, and within I don't know, an hour, he was there. An hour there.
Wow,
And I was
all
there.
right.
So it happened. All happened very quickly. That's why I called you in the middle of the day. Like, hey, I'm out here, and
Yeah.
I've already started. Just surprise.
Yeah.
And it cost $1,200.
1,200 for how long of a time?
It's a whole week.
A week
yeah.
of rent, okay.
It would have cost 1,500 or 1,600 with a legitimate operation.
Yeah.
So
So what is next step now?
Well-
After doing that 1 week of this work, what are you like planning on?
so we'll get up early. Both of us will get up early, and you'll drop me off there. I think.
Yeah,
I think
tomorrow.
that's the plan. And it continues. So tomorrow, I've got to make sure that everything I did today is good, and then I'll go up to the building site where we have kind of like the parking area out front, which is kind of it's not a bad level. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just wavy. There's
Okay.
waves
So
everywhere.
you're trying to flatten that area too.
Yeah. So that's the next thing, because actually we can get the gravel up there quite a bit. We'll want a parking place for the construction vehicles
Okay.
all the way
right.
up there.
Yep, I
So
see.
I'll make sure that the grade is all cool and everything's good there. Then I move on to clearing around the building site, because we had not anticipated building a smallish house. First.
Right. So my question is here too. Are you going to be, when you say flatten around the building, build that you are talking about the small house now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So we decided to build the shop house, the so-called shop house first, just to get out there, because obviously
Yeah. Well, shop house, but it's going to be like a.
It's
like a little mini house.
yeah, and we're thinking 900, almost 900 square feet, so it's not small.
Yeah.
It's-
Now we are a family of 6. 2 might be in college at that point, so then it'll be still 2 children and 2 adults at least, and a dog and some cats
chickens.
and chickens in the backyard at that point, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So when it comes to the shop house, because we didn't anticipate building that first, we were going to build the main house
Right.
first.
Right. Yes.
And the shop was going to come much later. So we've switched it, we've reversed it. But because of that, I had just put in a bunch of piles of dirt and stumps and all sorts of garbage. Like, not garbage, but all sorts of natural stuff all the way
Yeah.
all the way around the shop house built
Yeah,
site.
yeah, yeah.
And so, especially the stumps, there's probably a dozen burnt husks of old stumps that
Yeah.
I
and
need
the
to figure out where to put
right,
those.
because the stumps are also on my future orchard area. A little fly there.
Right.
So are you going to flatten that area too?
As best as I can. There are trees back there, so it's going to be the shop house and then the deck, screen porch,
Yeah.
and then maybe within 20 feet of that, they're going to be the trees starting. So there's not too much space back there.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll clear it as best as I can. And yeah, so, but it's going to rain in the afternoon, so I'm probably going to finish the drive for sure, and then the parking area, hopefully,
Okay.
hopefully.
Sounds like a good plan then.
before the rest, and then we'll work our way down the hill. We've got the orchard to clear, which is on the hill, which we'll go over.
You're
I
talking
haven't shown
the
in
garden
any,
and the orchard.
right. I
Yeah.
haven't really shown in any videos past the driveway. I don't think we
Well,
had
we'll do that.
the first video that
Yeah.
I screwed up, but showed all that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so
Good.
that's the update. That was today. So tomorrow we'll do it again. We'll do it again.
And again for a year.
All right, well that's
All right.
it. So it's our first recap video.
Yep. Was good talking about it.
Do you have like a patented trademark sign-off phrase that you want to start now? You have time. You can think of one, a good one.
You like something like keep digging?
Okay.
Not like, look, keep digging our show. Keep digging in the land. Keep digging.
Keep digging. That's a good one.